Sam Ervin was chairman of that committee. You were co-chair of that committee. He a Democrat, you a Republican. It seems to me it's relatively easy for Sam Ervin to be in that role. It also seems to me it's not at all easy for you to be in that role because of Republican presence in the White House, and the investigation is focused on him and those around him, his Attorney General, closest members of his staff, all of whom were close friends of yours, at least political friends.
No, they were. And in some cases, they were personal friends. You mentioned John Mitchell. Actually, I did some legal work with John Mitchell before I went to the Senate. He was in New York doing bond law, and we did some things together. So it was difficult. It really was. And I must tell you that when the committee was constituted, I felt, well, you know, it's not going to amount to much. It's just a Democratic effort to embarrass him. But the election's over. And that's what I thought. And indeed, I called President Nixon on the telephone. I said, Mr. President, I am the senior Republican on this committee, and I would like to come down and talk to you. And he said, of course, and I did the next day, as I remember. And he was in his office in the old EOB, the old executive office building across the street from the Oval Office. And when I walked in, I said something like, Mr. President, I'm the senior member of this committee, and I want you to know I'm going to protect your rights. I'm your friend, and I'm the senior Republican. He said, I thank you. And we chatted for a few minutes. And then I said, this, I guess, it was an important point in my life, because then I said, I do hope my friend John Mitchell doesn't have any problems. And Nixon said, well, Howard, he may. And a light bulb went off in my head, and I decided, you know, Baker, you don't know as much about this situation as you think you do. And you better just put your head down and charge into this thing and let the facts fall where they will. That was not often when you find a single moment, a defining moment, when you make a decision of that magnitude, but that was such a moment. And I decided that notwithstanding my personal friendship with Nixon, that he had campaigned for me in my races for the Senate, that he was a Republican president, I was a senior Republican, notwithstanding all of that, this was a very serious matter, and then I didn't know much about it, I'd better find out. And that's when I decided to do that, and I hope it does not sound vain to me to say that, but I think we did a pretty good job with it.